And now replacing your lawn with artificial turf can save you water and make your yard even more beautiful all year round. Mike Reiser from Tough Turtle Turf is here for our hero highlight. I'm having some trouble this morning. But I tell you what, the thing is, I know that you want to talk about where turf can go, the different applications.
Right.
And realize, too, that you can get 10% off up to $500 when you mention the Approved Home Pro Show. And this is also part of our hero highlight, because we're talking about water savings here.
Absolutely.
So you want to talk about where to put the turf.
Right, and I mean, I think people tend to over-turf. I mean, you drive around and you see so much turf going in, and it's a great product, but you need to know where to put it and be cost-effective, right, Mike?
Totally.
And so we want to talk about the different areas where turf is installed and kind of how to figure out, and I know you're the professional, you guide people about how much turf to use and other products to incorporate with it. So let's start in the front yard.
Totally. Turf's it's an expensive project, as most people know. So you don't have to turf everywhere. Everyone sees their yard and they assume, I've got so much yard, I can't afford to turf, you know? But let's say the front yard. If you have kids and you utilize the front yard, let's put a lot of turf out there so they have areas to play and mess around on the turf. You have dogs. If you don't, I mean, what we do and when I was brought into the company was to help design landscape. So we could do dry riverbeds, and we could do different mulch setups with drip systems and basically eliminate the sprinkler system.
So I think people don't always realize you are a turf company, but you do landscape too. And the idea is not to just have just all green. You can incorporate some other textures and finishes in the front yard, right?
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of people don't understand, but we can landscape your whole front yard for pretty much half the cost of what turf would be.
Oh, wow.
So if you're not out there playing on turf and it's not being used for function, let us landscape it and give it a cool design.
But is that also Hero approved?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hero is all drought tolerant focused and water saving focused, and that's basically, we're a drought tolerant company, essentially.
And so now let's move to the backyard.
Totally.
What are some of the common layouts that you do in a backyard?
Well, depending on the size, it doesn't have to just all be turf. You know, we make awesome putting greens if you're a golfer and you want to have a cool putting green thrown in there.
I'd love to have a putting green.
So would I. Honey, are you watching?
We do fire pit areas with brick pavers, some really cool extended patios if you need more room for table and chairs. But at the same time, like we do river rock planter beds. You can plant some trees around and maybe give you some privacy from those neighbors, or turf the center.
And of course, dog runs. I mean, that's a very common just add-on to a turf job, right?
Absolutely. Most people have dogs, and so back when we started, turf, you had pet turf and lawn turf, and now we've actually come up with our own turf. We've talked about it before, but a cooler turf, a cool blade turf that is a premium grade, which is pet and lawn turf. So you don't need to choose any more different kinds of turf. We just turf everything.
And you
the same.
automatically put disinfectant in the turf, right?
Yeah, no matter what. If you have dogs, it's complimentary with us. We throw it in, and it's just necessary.
And look at these transformations you're seeing on the TV. These are amazing.
Amazing. I mean, I know you have dogs, we have dogs, and I know that's something that people always worry about is the heat, which you've solved that, and also the smell, and with the disinfectant, which can be reapplied later too, right?
Yeah, it's actually, it's not very expensive to reapply it. Most people wonder about maintenance and things like that, but I mean, when you could put it out there yourself, you could buy it yourself, a bag of it, and use a push broom and just spread it out, you know, depending on how much wear and tear your turf gets.
And do some companies try to talk people into adding turf in places that are just unnecessary?
All the time. I mean, we come in, usually people get a couple bids, and we come in and other companies bid them on turfing a side yard they've never even seen since they bought the home, you know. There's no need to put turf in areas you're not going to be using it.
But makes a lot of sense.
All right, we've got a fan question that we want to get to.
Sure.
Is there a good formula or ratio to think of when planning how much turf versus hardscape and plants there should be? What do you think?
Well, absolutely. You know, you don't want to just turf a square, you know. A lot of times you want to bring in plants, you want to bring in a design, and that's what we bring to the table, you know. A lot of times just turf's fake. So we want to eliminate how fake it actually looks, and we make it look pretty real, but when you bring in planters and plants and break it up, it looks a lot.
And I bet a conceptual design is part of the whole process,
It's
right?
huge, yeah. We don't just run in there and throw you a bid, or we don't quote you over the phone, you know. We drive out, you get to meet one of our designers. We have several on staff that we've hired and trained. And
all right. Mike, thank you so much.
Thank
Tough
you.
Turtle Turf, again, 10% off up to $500 when you mention the Approved Home Pros. The number 619-399-2089, and the Hero Program. You can actually call 844-GO4HERO or go to ApprovedHomePros.com/hero and let all of this, I guess, this wonderful aesthetics that can go on the front, back, side yard of your home save you some money and some water. That's what the Hero program is all about. Thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you.
All right.